because if I know it's going to be 30 minutes and I don't have to be on video, you're probably getting my undivided attention when I'm driving my car. Because I'm not a sitting duck in my house for my kids to be like, hey, mom, hey, mom, can you get down the big snack bin? Mom, can you get me something out of the drawer? Mom, can you fill up my water bottle? Mom. Also, Wyatt recently figured out how to use the remote. So I had to hide that on a higher shelf. Because every time someone started talking, suddenly the volume on our living room TV was at 80. Do you know how loud 80 is? Oh my God. It straight up sounds like you are having the grand finale of Disney fireworks in your living room. It is insane. And that's what she's doing. And so I can't speak to other people in my house. It's very passive aggressive. It's honestly, it's so passive aggressive. And she doesn't say anything. She just turns it up. And she also knows that I'm going to take the remote. So she hides it next to her leg and turns it up and then just sort of looks at you like, did she notice that it's deafening so loud that you can't even hear your own thoughts? Did she notice yet? Yes, I noticed. Coming up in today's episode, I'm going to get honest about the only type of gift opening event I do enjoy. White elephants, and some of the funniest moments we had during the Eagles holiday party over the years. After that, I can't believe this is finally happening, and I'm getting to talk to her in person. I'm going to be joined by the lead actress from one of my all-time favorite TV shows, Zooey Deschanel. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait. This was such a staple in my house. I really cannot emphasize enough that it was like a full family event. Like this was one of those shows that we could put on and no one in the house would argue. That's a big deal. Even Big Ed was sat. You see what I did there? Big Ed was sat for some New Girl. I could even get him to finish the theme song. Who's that girl? It's Jess. But first, let's get to a brand new edition of Places Kylie Has Some Business Being, brought to you by CVS Health. This past week, I guess I can admit I had some business attending the March of Dimes Sports Luncheon because I was there to present Jason with an award. It was the Sports Achievement Award. He and Katie Ledecky were receiving it. I would just like to throw out there right off the jump. I was fangirling so hard on Katie Ledecky. I was not cool about it. I actually went up to her and said, I am such a huge fan. And then I immediately went into confession where I said to her, I have to admit, I have said that the one sport I don't want my kids to do is swimming. And she said, oh, I know. It is so, I understand that my husband was very, very good at his job. I understand that he is probably on the trajectory, and I'm saying probably because I am a superstitious individual. End up in the Hall of Fame. To be in the presence of someone who has 14 Olympic medals, I think. I was trying to play it cool. If I wasn't cool about it, Katie, I tried my very hardest. I will say the event raised $1.4 million to support maternal and infant health programs. Shout out to March of Dimes and all the incredible work they are doing. It was so great to be able to sit at this luncheon and hear about all of the families that were impacted by their work and the research and programs that they are funding. It is so important, obviously, as someone who has experienced loss myself, who has experienced 5 pregnancies. It is very much an important cause. And obviously, I am in full support of all of the work that they are doing. So I'm very grateful to have been able to sit there and learn more about it. Now, on a much lighter, much more ridiculous note about this event, there were also lots of clips going around of Jason and I dressed up for the occasion. And the real ones, no, I can't resist a comment section. So starting with this one, I love it how she's dressed like a normal person would dress for a big event. Guys, normal person got dressed for an event. But a majority of the comments were people shocked by how I look when I'm not wearing sweatpants for once. Someone's like, at Kylie kelce, look at you with the flame emoji. Someone else said, my, don't you look good all dressed up. Guys, it's strategic, okay? If I wear sweatpants all the time, right? Then my baseline is dirt ball, okay? That's great. That's my baseline. Then when I have to step it up a little bit, okay? When I wear hard pants or heels, and then you guys will be like, wait, what? Does she got it? Guys, sometimes I have to put on hard pants so that everyone doesn't keep asking, why did that fine ass slice of man, who are we kidding? That's not a slice. Why that fine ass whole dessert ass of a man pick that? Sometimes I got to remind you, when I want to, I can look a little put together, but you got to set the bar low. Because all that was like a blow dry. I don't know. That was a blow dry. Yep, that was a blow dry and a blazer. Easy. Honestly, fuck that. It's not for anybody else. It's for yourself. You gotta dress up every so often just to be like, oop, yep, you can still do it. There it is. There it is. You can still actually use the things in your makeup bag. There it is. You can still use a curling iron. There it is. And then promptly return back to dirtball. And that's it for Places Kylie has some business, being brought to you by CVS Health. Next, let's move on over to Doom Scroll of the Week, brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. First up on Doom Scroll, there's a viral clip from the other podcast going around that you guys keep asking me to comment on. So here we go. Queen Emma, the clip, please.
You claim that you and your wife haven't gotten in a fight in 10 years.
That's right.
Are you lying?
No, I'm not lying, Travis.
I'm just asking.
Shall we ask you the same questions?
Well, it's only been 2.5 years, and you're right. I haven't gotten in an argument.
I met this incredible woman that she's beautiful and smart and stands for all the most important things that I believe in the world. And I can't believe how lucky I am. So what am I going to fight about? Yeah, you can use that if you want.
I'm stealing it for sure.
We had a couple comments. I need at Kylie Kelce input with crying laughing faces. Someone said, Jason likes rage baiting Kylie too much. Notice how my husband was oddly quiet during this segment. He did ask a couple clarifying questions, but for the most part, his ass knew that he could not say that after almost 8 years married, we absolutely argue. Now, do we argue often? Not really. But we've definitely argued, for sure. I'm wondering if they're trying to classify an argument as like an argument, right? Like almost like a yelling, like, to be fair, I'm not a yelling arguer. So the arguments in our house they're not a yelling situation. I just think that if you're married, you live together, specifically if you have children, I think it gets, like, you're potentially having some sleepless nights. You might have like varying degrees of patience with certain situations with your kids. Also, I do think it's important to figure out what the definition is of the argument. That's why I'm saying, like, is it a yelling? Or is it like a yelling thing that we're not going to argue? Is it like, is that different from bickering? You're telling me you don't bicker or argue? Or maybe you do bicker, but you don't argue. I'm very confused about this. To George Clooney's credit, I would not argue with them all either. Absolutely not. I would be right behind her like, yeah, get him. What she said. I'm with her. Whatever she says, we ride at dawn. If she wants to come on this podcast, you just come through, girl. She is far more professional than this. Seems unlikely, but the invite's there. Next up, I've already briefed you guys on the gold that is the comment section, and I just stumbled across a Hall of Fame worthy one on a recipe video with the caption, what my future kids are going to be getting when they ask for a snack. There was a kneading of the dough, okay? There was a resting of the dough. There was a a forming of the dough. They mixed cream cheese, something or other, put a fresh cut fig on top. They drizzled some honey and some pistachios. What you gotta do when you see this kind of thing, run. Okay? You run, you sprint as fast as humanly possible. You go as fast as your little fingers will get you to that comment section, and you start scrolling. And let me tell you, this didn't disappoint, okay? Have you ever met a child before? It's one of the first comments, okay? My son wouldn't eat a bagel because, quote, the whole tastes weird, so good luck with that. Nope. Nope, you cut it the wrong way. Okay? This is on, don't you ever cut triangles when they wanted squares, okay? If you have witnessed a crash out by a toddler because you cut a food the wrong way, you are scarred for life. There's nothing that can you are literally making a new sandwich. It's not. And people who want to be like, wow, let them have a tantrum. They'll eat when they're hungry. Yeah, you're right. You know what? My ears have had enough. I'm probably going to make another sandwich. Guys, here's the deal. I do just think, that we're all, as parents, we're all just fighting the good fight. Okay? And here's the deal. If this woman has kids, and her kids are patient enough to wait for the fig buns, power to you. My kids are all different types of eaters. Some days they like the pasta. Some days they don't. Some days it's the shape of the pasta that is incorrect. Some days it is the wrong kind of cheese. It's crazy when you feed your kid something, they're like, that's great, and they don't argue with you. Typically, they don't even say that's great. They just don't argue with you. I don't know if that's anyone else's situation. It's not that my kids are like, wow, Mom, this is delicious. They just don't argue with you. And to me, that is like one of the sweetest, kindest feedbacks about a dinner presentation that I can receive. And our last video is one of the most heartwarming TikToks I've doom scrolled upon ever. And it's a cause near and dear to my heart. Queen Emma, the clip, please.
Come here.
Nope, that wasn't embarrassing at all. Now that I think about it, I get rejected a lot.
It's okay.
Little bro flying by. Meanwhile, my goal is to get the kids to a space where they're independent of their parents, and the parents are in a space where they can actually enjoy the rest of the haircut time.
Come on, thank you. That's all I need, fist bump. That's it, she's right there.
I love this so much. I love this so much. First of all, shout out to Vernon Jackson and the Gifted event in Cincinnati for all the incredible work that you're doing for neurodivergent kids. On the Gifted event homepage, it says, as a barber, I saw the need for a place where children with disabilities are supported during a haircut and an environment where parents or caregivers don't have to explain their child's behavior or apologize for something they may do or say. This is so important. This is so important to give families the space to do something that neurotypical families may take for granted. Obviously, if you take kids into a barbershop or to get a haircut, a neurotypical kid might be uncomfortable with clippers or have an outburst, or it's not something that might be happening on a regular basis. So any kid might take issue with this. But specifically the neurodivergent population, the sensory of it, the clippers touching your neck, the sound of it, the comb running through their hair, all of these things could be things that could trigger any type of sensory issue or honestly just be uncomfortable because it's unknown. It is so amazing that not only is Vernon taking it upon himself to create this safe space for these families, but he is also sharing it via social media to make sure that if you feel so inclined, you can donate, which is amazing. But the other thing is to show that he is using his tools to be able to interact with these kids in a way that is not only productive for them, but settling to their parents. So Vernon, thank you so much for making a safe space for these kids and their families. You can donate. at thegiftedevent.com. NGL will be making a donation. We are so incredibly grateful to you, and also for sharing what your strategies are and how you're using them, so that maybe other people will feel inclined to offer this in their cities or near their homes. Next time I'm in Cincinnati, maybe I could stop by. Please. Just come for a visit real quick. That's it for Doom Scroll of the Week, brought to you by Toyota. Zoe Deschanel is coming up, but first it's time to get even more honest, real ones. This is Can I Be Honest About White Elephants, brought to you by Amazon. Shop holiday deals now. Before Jason retired, we did a white elephant every year for our holiday party with the Eagles Wives. And this is the only time I truly enjoy opening gifts in front of people. I think because it's not intended for you. And also, it's a true surprise. You don't know who gave the gift. You don't put your name on the gift. You don't know who brought it. That's another fun aspect to it. Sometimes at the end, when all of the gifts are open, you can go around in a circle and try and guess who brought the gift that you ended up with, which is kind of fun. The most memorable gifts. I mean, my box of fucks was great. That was an Annie Elliott special. I ended up with a box of, oh, my middle finger's missing. Oh no, it's right there. My middle finger candle was in the box of fucks. There was a Christmas ornament of an elf giving the middle finger. The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck is also a book that was included in there. She's under here. You might be able to see her. Can you see her? She's under there. Squirrel's back. That's a full-blown squirrel, though. That's a hefty-ass squirrel. He's big boy. Look at him. He's trying to hide a nut right now. Okay. I will tell you that I brought the exact same gift every single year. Okay? And this is my sleeper gift for a white elephant. Specifically, one that is... you could do it if it's co-ed as well, but we were a room of women, so it translated very nicely. Almost every single year on Black Friday or Cyber Monday, I would go online, find the best deals on some expensive ass sunglasses, and I would get sunglasses. One year I got like really nice ones that were like funky and cool, like sunglasses I would never personally wear because I'm just not cool enough. But they were these awesome like statement sunglasses, and I got those on hella sale. And then I brought them for the white elephant. Otherwise, I would buy ones on sale that I would personally wear, because they were a little more like everyday sunglasses. And they always, I feel like people were excited to get them because don't we all just lose all of our sunglasses? There was one year that someone brought, I don't even know what the bag is called, but it's a bag that collapses down. Someone will know in the comments. That collapses down and was just like a standard tote bag, but it was very nice and very low key, and I liked it. And I stole it, and then it got stolen from me. So what I did before I left was I looked it up and I ordered it myself so that I could still have it, because that's on not being a purse person, but knowing when a bag was going to do what I needed it to do. Things that people, again, not necessarily a specific size, that a bunch of people would enjoy are great gifts. And one last white elephant pro tip here, real ones. If you have your own white elephant coming up, might I recommend a nice scroll on Amazon? They break down gifts into categories, which makes it super easy to find what you're looking for. You can also search for specific price points. Plus, you can pretty much find anything on Amazon and have it delivered right to your door. And let's be honest, if you forget and you're in a pinch, they probably got your back. That's it for Can I Be Honest, brought to you by Amazon. Coming up, my conversation with Zoe Deschanel. Also, shout out to our NGL queens for decking out this festive set. You'll see what I mean.
Taylor Swift's world has always been a fascinating blend of artistry, ambition, and a dash of unpredictability. But when she walked onto set of The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, something about her radiated a new kind of energy, a calm confidence that felt both hard-earned and brand new. The world watched, social media at the ready, as she settled into the velvet chair opposite Colbert, the host's signature wit ready to probe. She was there, officially, to talk about her latest creative ventures, a new album that critics were already calling her boldest yet, an upcoming docuseries promising to peel back the curtain on her personal life, and a forthcoming cinematic event that would immortalize her record-shattering tour. But anyone who knows Taylor knows that her interviews are never just about the music. The conversation inevitably drifted to her personal life, specifically the headline-grabbing engagement to NFL superstar Travis Kelce. Colbert, with his trademark sparkle, congratulated her, and the momentary hush that followed seemed to hold the entire internet in suspense. Swift's response was candid and unexpectedly moving. She spoke of gratitude, of how surreal it felt to have regained ownership of her master recordings and to be engaged as someone she described as the love of her life. She repeated the sentiment as if trying to make it real, emphasizing that neither outcome had ever felt certain. "Those are two things that just might never have happened," she confessed, her voice tinged with awe and humility. For fans, the impact was immediate. Swift has always been a maestro of emotional resonance, a songwriter who can turn heartbreak into hymns and triumphs into anthems. But here, she was unscripted, unsheltered, letting the world glimpse the ordinary doubts that shadow even the most extraordinary lives. The vulnerability was magnetic. She spoke glowingly of Kelce, not as a celebrity or an athlete, but as her confidant and closest friend, someone to whom she could turn with anything, from career crossroads to moments of quiet insecurity. The chemistry between them, she hinted, was forged in laughter, mutual support, and a shared sense of adventure. It was a love story for the Instagram age, but it felt refreshingly authentic. The world has watched their relationship blossom in real time, from playful sideline glances at Chiefs games to affectionate snapshots at glitzy award shows. Their engagement, announced with a wry, self-aware post that instantly went viral, cemented their status as one of pop culture's most captivating couples. Yet, as Swift revealed, none of it was a given. She had wondered, like so many of her fans, if she would ever reach this kind of happiness. Grounded, grateful, and deeply in love. The timing of the interview was no accident. Swift's new docuseries, The End of an Era, was about to premiere, promising an even deeper dive into her creative process and personal journey. For the first time, fans would see not just a finished product, but the doubts, dreams, and daily struggles that fuel her artistry. Behind the glitter and the Grammys, the real Swift was about to take center stage. Meanwhile, on the opposite end of the spectrum, Kelce was navigating a storm of his own. The Kansas City Chiefs, once the darlings of the NFL, were stumbling through a season marked by frustration and disappointment. In a recent game, a costly late-game drop by Kelce sealed the team's fate, and the usually unflappable tight end found himself grappling with self-doubt. On his own podcast, he admitted that answers that once came easily now felt elusive. The emotional toll was evident. After the painful loss, Kelce chose silence, slipping past the waiting press to find solace in the locker room, where Swift was waiting. It was a private moment, away from the cameras and the commentary, a reminder that even superstars need sanctuary. His teammates rallied to his defense, highlighting his leadership and resilience. Yet the weight of expectation lingered. The Chiefs' playoff hopes hung by a thread, and every game felt like a referendum on the team's mettle. For Kelce, the challenge was both professional and personal, a test not just of skill, but of character. Through it all, Swift and Kelce's partnership seemed to offer a steadying force. She described their relationship as a pillar of joy and stability, a refuge from the relentless scrutiny of fame. As they planned their wedding, she spoke of feeling more grounded than ever, a sentiment echoed by those who know her best. For all the glitz and spectacle, the heart of their story was refreshingly simple. Two people finding each other at just the right time, supporting one another through triumphs and setbacks alike. It's a narrative as old as time, yet endlessly compelling, especially when lived out on a stage as grand as theirs. If Swift's music has taught us anything, it's that the best stories are the ones that surprise us, that remind us of our own capacity for hope, resilience, and transformation. As she steps into this new chapter, the world is watching, captivated by the unfolding drama, eager to see what comes next.